Ex-wife cheated and left me, but now she's begging to come back, and that's what broke her. Part 1. I wasn't surprised when Michelle told me she was done. We were sitting at the kitchen table, cold coffee between us, when she calmly admitted she'd been seeing someone else. The words didn't sting like I thought they would. Instead, I felt an odd sense of relief. We'd been married for nearly 2 decades. From the outside, we probably looked like your average couple. But behind closed doors, things had been hollow for years. Michelle had a way of making me feel like a guest in my own life, like I existed solely to fund her lifestyle and keep things running while she drifted from one whim to the next. She regularly drained our bank account without warning. I'd log in to find large withdrawals and barely enough left to cover the mortgage. When I questioned her, she'd twist it back on me, claiming I didn't make enough to support her properly. Nothing I did was good enough. If I planned a date night, she rolled her eyes. If I suggested we go out with the kids, she said she was too tired. Eventually, I stopped trying. I focused on our children, on work, on surviving. And Michelle? She stopped coming home on time. Sometimes she didn't come home at all. She claimed she was staying at a friend's place. Someone I barely knew. When I pushed for answers, she'd snap, "Don't be so controlling." So when she finally said the words, "I want a divorce," all I felt was quiet acceptance. I knew there would be fallout. Custody battles, financial division, maybe even gossip from her side of the family. But I didn't expect the divorce itself to be such a comedy of errors. Her lawyer sent over documents riddled with mistakes, misspelled names, wrong birth dates, and even listing properties we didn't own. One draft had us owning a bakery. We never owned a bakery. It was sloppy and oddly satisfying. Every time I caught an error, I sent it back. They'd resend with different mistakes. Rinse and repeat. It dragged the process out, but it gave me breathing room, and it gave Michelle time to reveal even more of who she really was. She moved in with the man she'd left me for. Within weeks, she was texting me in a panic. He was abusive, controlling, and suddenly she wanted access to the joint accounts again. I had already changed the passwords. She didn't take it well. After the first wave of texts from Michelle, I went completely silent. I wasn't trying to punish her, I was just done. Done playing the role of emotional cleanup crew. Done being the fallback plan. Done letting her chaos spill into the parts of my life I'd finally reclaimed. She didn't like that. Over the next few weeks, her messages escalated. At first, she tried nostalgia, old photos of us on vacation, a picture of our kids when they were little, followed by things like, "Remember this? We were happy once." When that didn't work, she shifted to anger. Voice messages full of venom. Claims that I had abandoned her, that I owed her more after all the years we spent together. One night, she even showed up outside my house, pounding on the door at midnight. I didn't answer. I called a friend, stayed on the line while Michelle's tantrum echoed through the front yard, and waited until she gave up. I didn't even peek through the blinds. After that, the calm came. She stopped reaching out. At least directly. But then the stories started circulating. A coworker told me Michelle had been talking to people at church, painting herself as a victim of emotional neglect, saying I had frozen her out and hoarded all our assets. That I was dating someone new and flaunting it. The last part was true. I'd met someone. A friend of a friend named Ivy. We'd been taking it slow. Coffee dates, long walks, mutual hobbies. She listened, really listened, without trying to fix or critique. She didn't treat me like a means to an end. She didn't care about my bank account. She cared about whether I slept well, whether I laughed. Michelle found out through a mutual acquaintance. And just like that, she was back in my inbox. "Is this why you froze me out? You replaced me already?" I didn't respond. Because I wasn't replacing her. I was healing from her. The final blow came not from me, but from my oldest daughter. She called me after spending the weekend at Michelle's place. "Dad," she said, "Mom's spiraling. She says you manipulated her. That you left her with nothing." I stayed quiet. "She's wrong," my daughter said. "We all see what really happened." That's when I knew. I didn't need to fight for my reputation. I didn't need to defend myself to anyone. The truth was loud enough, and the people who mattered heard it. Things settled for a little while. Ivy and I started seeing each other more regularly, nothing extravagant, just dinners at home, walks through the park, spontaneous weekend drives. For the first time in years, I felt grounded. The drama was still swirling outside, but inside my own little world, there was peace. Until Michelle saw us together. It was a Saturday morning. Ivy and I were out for brunch, a small cafe, a local place, nothing flashy. We were sitting outside, sipping coffee, laughing about something unimportant when I noticed Michelle's car pull into the lot. She didn't park, just idled. But I saw her eyes lock on us. 10 minutes later, Ivy's phone buzzed. She looked at it, then handed it to me without a word. It was a Facebook message from an anonymous burner account. "He moves fast, doesn't he? Hope you like liars." That was Michelle. No doubt in my mind. I didn't say anything. I just blocked the account. That same day, Michelle emailed me. Not about the kids. Not about anything official. Just a rambling paragraph filled with bitterness, accusing me of parading Ivy around, calling me heartless, saying I'd embarrassed her. Embarrassed her. I reread the line 4 times. Not because I was shocked. But it finally made something clear: Michelle didn't want me. She wanted the version of me that stayed miserable without her. Later that week, I was at the grocery store when I ran into an old friend of ours, someone who'd been close to both Michelle and me back in the early years. She looked surprised to see me smiling. "Word is, you're the bad guy now," she joked, half serious. I chuckled. "Figures." She looked at me for a moment and said, "Honestly? I think it's the first time you've looked like yourself." And that's when I realized Michelle wasn't just reacting to the breakup. She was reacting to my happiness. It wasn't enough that I let her go. She needed me to be the version of myself she left, broken, bitter, waiting. But I wasn't that man anymore. And I wasn't going back. That wraps up the first part. The second part will be in the next video, and you'll find it in the description or my profile once it's released. Stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed this story as much as I do. Help this small channel grow by hitting that like button, subscribing, and sharing with your friends. Every bit of support means the world. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.